we're here for our June garden tour. Got a couple of my little granddollies here with me today. Let's see what this sun is just tearing us up. Let's go see what it's done to our garden. Welcome to the June kitchen garden. Love the little Mexican petunias are blooming out. Got some different mints in my pots on each side of the gate here. Goodness, it's closer to noon, so my morning glories are not opened up. Oh wait, here's a couple on the inside. And look, the Easter rose is putting out just a little. The big one at the back started blooming at Easter and is still blooming, so that's going to be a good one. But favorite morning glory, there she is. She's finally got up. Going to be covering this arbor soon. And then this different leaf here. Of course, morning glory is a pure heart. But the different one here, that's cucamelon. And I thought, there you go. There's one little tiny one. Kind of put my hand behind it and see if that helps. Cucamelon, those will be tasting like cucumbers. Some lamb's ear, some yellow canna over here. Of course, the pink sorrel. Again, this bed is just where I stick things till I decide where I'm gonna put them. I see the purple heart has some pink blooms on it now, in addition to the pink sorrel. You can see the actual blooms on the purple heart are pink also. That's a good combo. I'll be looking for a good spot for that. Oh, this heat has helped the weeds to go crazy. On this side of the arbor, we've got scarlet runner beans. They're going. Ooh, I finally see a flower starting to flower just a little. My fault, I planted way late. I'll know better next year. Just start the beans ASAP. Our little tomato here is getting about big enough to make it to the trellis. I'll get it over there. These are Mexican sunflowers. These is dark opal basil here at the front. This is pineapple mint. It's a large one and it's coming over on my cayenne peppers. I got 2 cayenne peppers in here. See the cups at the bottom where I planted those in. The other little tomatoes are still small. I need to start fertilizing, I guess, but I've been afraid that fertilizing in the heat would kill them. The red blooms you see here are nasturtium, but they're about to get fried up. Indian ginger doing pretty good. Our turmeric finally busted out. Look at that. And then the 4 o'clocks, look how big, taller than the fence now. They will be blooming or open this afternoon, closed during the day. I've got some little petite peppers in the cups here, some cosmos, and some, I believe this is lemon basil. Yeah, lemon basil has gone to flower. A little bit of oregano here. Oh no, lemon thyme, so sorry, not oregano, lemon thyme. But everything is a little bit crunchy. The variegated sage has been beautiful. Chamomile has not flowered. It's got nice greenery, but not flowered. My mints, I should have harvested these first 2 pots much earlier. Now they're kind of scraggly on the bottom. The ruta plant here. I've got a marshmallow I need to plant out. The cilantro is flowering, but that's okay. I got fennel in the corner back there and more cilantro flowering over here. This, of course, is the Carolina jasmine on the other side of the fence, and I want to keep cutting to cut it back. On the other side of the fence, you see the purple Althea or Rose of Sharon. The bees are loving that, and I've got quite a bit purple and white along this fence line. Here we have harvested, let's see, we got more. These are 4 different kinds of mints. This is peppermint, that's apple mint. This is, I can't remember. Oh, chocolate. Just had to smell yummy. And pineapple. Now the chocolate and pineapple, we did cut the tops off and harvested some of that. This is a beautiful stevia that overwintered from last year inside in a pot. And I will try to do that again because it is difficult to germinate by seed. The Russian tarragon, you remember it was huge and hanging over the edge, and we have harvested that. It's inside drying. This is our patch of feverfew, looking beautiful but has not bloomed, and it might be a little shady over on this side. We'll see. This is parsley. This is where I planted holy basil. None of this is holy basil, and I want to start some more. This looks like black-eyed Susan vine. The leaf does, but I don't know what it is. I should use my plant identifier. Our oregano, we definitely harvested too short at the front, left no green, and that's going to have to reseed, which will be fine, because we did at the back half or back third. Left it long enough. It's going to seed now, and it will reseed and fill back in. I do see a little bit of green up here at the front as well, but we'll get that filled back in. We've got a comfrey plant back here in the corner, toothache plant, which you see the little different yellow blooms on across the back here, and a couple of eggplants, which I see a beautiful eggplant flower. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Lovely, lovely. More sage here. The what was beautiful lamb's ear is now quite ugly, but the bees are still loving it. It was beautiful for a while, and the bees are loving it. It's well worth it, but I don't want it taking up this much space in my raised bed, so I will be finding a place to relocate that. This is blue mist flower. Again, I'm not sure that I love it enough. It's just now starting to bloom. I'm not sure that I love it enough to let it take up this much space. I'll put it in the ground somewhere because it is crowding out my rosemary, which is absolutely lovely. Oh gosh, that smells so good. I need to get out here and harvest some of it. And this, beneath it in all these blocks, is true lavender. If you see the lavender bloom here, and the blue mist flower is just too big. It is just too big for that spot. So I've got quite a bit of blank space across this back row, and I think I'll be relocating some of those flowers across here for the future. Let's look in the beds. So in the bed here, this is Munstead lavender in these blocks, and see how much better it is because it's not being crowded out by anything. Got some volunteer tomatoes of different kinds, and all different kinds of beans on all these trellises here. So beans, tomatoes, a little bit of Malabar spinach. Lord, I've got so much Malabar spinach, I need to do something with it. I've got some carrots coming through here, and a pineapple ground cherry in the cup there. Some smaller tomatoes in the other cups down through there. Little bit of marigold here, and then some pots. Look, bless them. Believe it or not, I can water this and it'll poof right back out, but the heat has just been tremendous. Forgot the name of this. I'll put it on the screen, but it is an edible that a wonderfully nice gentleman had talked about wanting to get out of his garden because it was going everywhere. And I said, I'll take one, and I went over there and he gave me all kinds of things. Gave me this beautiful begonia. It definitely has done well in the heat. There is a yellow, was coreopsis with some weeds in it here in a pot. We could water it. And then a mandevilla, beautiful. He was just so nice, Mr. James. And then, like I said, on all these arbors, I have beans going up and over of different kinds. And on this side, we've got some volunteer tomatoes everywhere. I'm suspecting maybe Matt's Crazy Cherry, not positive. And then I also have ground cherries here. I think I've got two of them, one cup here and one cup here. See if I can make it to the leaves of the ground cherry. Ooh, that's got a little fruit on it right there. I really want it to do better because I never have had ground cherries before, and I want them to return every year. So I've been babying these, and I'm gonna need to fertilize, but I've been afraid to fertilize with all the heat. Now this leaf, I believe, is a black-eyed Susan vine. Oh goodness. One day I did have one bloom, and it was black-eyed Susan bloom, and now I do not see it anywhere. But hopefully it'll be coming out soon. And this is where we are. Got a little bit of chives here. They have been blooming, but see how low my dirt level is. I think that's been part of my return, things reseeding themselves problem, is that I add so much compost to raise the level back up. It's too deep for the seeds that drop on their own, but I'll be working on that. Look how tiny these eggplants are. came out at the same time as the big ones at the back. And this bell pepper plant right here came from seeds in my daughter's kitchen. So my walking onions have not been walking. They are beautiful and they are green. I haven't pulled any. I did have one that had that bulbule on the top, and it got broken off, and then I lost the bulbule in here somewhere. Don't know where that is, but I'm still hopeful that I can get these to mature and reproduce, because I want those walking onions to get started. Let's see what else we've got down here. Volunteer tomatoes everywhere. More eggplants. They're small. That was the last of just the leftovers I stuck in the ground. I have harvested all the garlic here and have a beautiful stance of red Malabar spinach that is finding the trellis and beginning to climb. Okay, it's beautiful. Some daylilies on the end down here. The orange ones in our area we tend to refer to as ditch lilies because they grow absolutely everywhere. And I see a beautiful, oh, he flew away. No, beautiful bumblebee there loving the bloom on the sedum. So it's all worth it when you have things together like that. Let's see back here, irises are still evergreen, so to speak. That heat is taking its toll. Our lemon balm back here, we harvested the back half, left the front half up here to reseed because we just have so much of it. My let me think about this. Lemongrass in the corner was overwintered from last year. I did not get a chance this year to reseed any, so I put it up, half of what was out here in a pot and kept it in the winter, and I stuck it back out here. So I'm hoping that'll continue to grow, but I believe I will have to continue to take it in at the winter. More iris there. Variegated liriope next to the step, and then lamb's ear. Walk up here. Again, I think this is a different variety. I do like the way this one stays more low and mounded, and of course the pink sorrel. Now when you see chicken wire and stuff like this, this is us fighting a groundhog. He broke through here and was coming under the fence, or under the step, and we're just doing our best to fight Mr. Groundhog. Okay. Again, stuff that's weedy, needs to be cleaned up, separated, but that's it for the kitchen garden, which is on the east end of our house. Sun rises over this direction back here, comes up and over the mulberry tree, which is about where it is now. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. And on around to the front, we have our mailbox area. So here we are at the mailbox area. You've got the yellow cannas, got a dogwood tree that bloomed beautifully in the spring. I pan around to the front. We've got our little orchard on the hill because this is the south side. The front of our house actually faces south. Kitchen garden was over there on the east. And we've got 3 apple trees across the front here. 3 blueberries, lots of weeds. You can see that. And this is where we stuck our melons in the ground. This one is died completely. You see the cup. This one is very yellow. Needs some fertilizer. We will get it some food. Dutch fork pie pumpkin there. A deceased melon there. Deceased cantaloupe. The hot has just been too much. Here's another Seminole pumpkin. Looking like it's on its way out. Cantaloupe. Now this one looking great. Okay, it's just interesting. Some die out completely, some look fine. They get the same water, they get the same treatment. Cantaloupe was there. This is beautiful watermelon making its way out here. Turn around on this side of the cup and see what kind it is. It is a yellow doll watermelon. And this one is a crimson sweet watermelon. This one is a Orangalo. Okay, and it's about there. Got a nice little stance of some kind of mushroom up here coming out of the mulch on its own. That's interesting. Nothing that we've done. And if we face the orchard area from the back, whew, it's very weedy right now. Well, not really. Its ground cover is strawberries, so it has done well there. We've got our blackberries coming on. This one is black Still a little glossy. You wait for them to turn a flat black and then harvest, but I need to work on a trellising system so that blackberry can have more space. Throughout, you'll see that I use lots of cannas, and of course the Mexican petunias. I just love those. They spread by seed, but they have not been as overwhelming as I feared. We've got 2 peach trees, so here's one. Excuse me, here's another one. What have we got here? We've got liatris, beautiful. Beautiful liatris here. The Easter primrose is no longer blooming. Remember, it had been blooming yellow. Little evidence there. I love this striped canna here with the orange blossoms. Okay. Figs. We've got 8 figs of different varieties. Down the middle here is 2 peach trees. Down there's 2 plum trees, and then there's 2 pear trees. Again, liatris has done well, and I'm going to have to really make note and take pictures of the base of the liatris. It's so grassy looking. I'm afraid I might have pulled some up earlier in the spring. Look at Mr. Bumblebee. He is loving it. Loving it, loving it. All right, another fig. What is this? I think it is mugwort, I believe. Another canna, different variety. Another fig. Another fig. A liatris. Backed up with some coneflower, and then our ditch lilies here. So I love that, but see how thick the strawberries can get. Given tons and tons, buckets and buckets away to different people. It's not a good eating strawberry. It has a great taste, but they're tiny, tiny. And I have been using them as ground cover and a way to kind of hold the hill here without it getting washed away. All right? So again, completely in the sun. We call it our orchard area. There's a little, it was called container peach. My friend Evie gave it to me, and she said I could put it in the ground, so I have. See the coffee grounds at the bottom. All right, here we go. That is our orchard area. It needs lots of attention, and it'll get it when it's cool. All right, on the front here we had elephant ears on the right end, some more blueberries, which my grandchildren have loved. It has been wonderful. Get in here and see quite a few. I'm surprised there's any green on it because they pick it every day and eat. Again, irises hanging in there, some brassicas that were not intended to be here, but have done their own thing. Some volunteer beans. These were not planted this year. Need to get out here and pull them. Planted last year. We have our potatoes that we have mostly harvested. Stella Deora daylilies, the purple heart. Everything again just looks so thirsty, and some crunchy. Okay, front door here. My elephant ears in my pots got spider mites, and they were looking awful for a minute. Seem to be doing a little better now. I need to spray them again, but need to get up here. This is their second year in pots outside. Came back on their own. Got a little bit of Kimberly Queen Fern and some Dragonwing Begonia in the pots with them. Some ice plant here, some purple heart and gazania, I think it's called. Anyway, trying to keep a few signs alive. Again, the mess where we've been digging is when we've come out and harvested potatoes in just different sections at mealtime when we want to use them and cook with them. Purple heart, yellow Stella Deora, some accidental spiderwort. Oh, it's fried. It looks like a daylily. I thought I had more. It wasn't blooming when I transplanted it here, so not I want to keep it. And here is our volunteer. Let me back up so you can really see. Our volunteer melon that I thought was a watermelon. And what do you know? They're turning as orange as they can be. They are pumpkins. Okay, so volunteer because in the winter time I was dumping my kitchen waste out here, And it's surrounded by this one little tree, if you can see it. That's a citramelo. It's a citrus tree that's supposed to be hardy in my area. And this is its, let's see. It's been over a year since it's been in there. So you can see where we've been looking for potatoes when we need them for mealtime. There's another scraggler down here with the blueberries. I have 2 living raspberries. This is a dead one. See where the cage is. One here, one here. Their Joan J variety was recommended. Another volunteer, I thought watermelon. Nope, them bad boys are pumpkins. We're gonna have more pumpkins than we know what to do with. Look at that. And didn't plant a one. Not down here. Not in this area. 2 volunteers from the kitchen scraps. And here are our grapes along the fence. Let's see if I can find you some fruit to look at. Here you go. There's 3 different varieties, but see grapes in here, and we'll see. There's still a little firm. Oh yeah, I could eat those. They are good. Okay, grapes. More potatoes that we need to dig up in this area, and we'll get to that. I think I see a little bit of, yeah, yep. Need to dig up the rest of the potatoes. Let's see, I'm walking right by the one kind of shaded area, but it's, again, dry and struggling as well. Got yarrow laid over here. Got an oak tree we need to pull out, I see. Some rose campion is the little pink bloom there. Oh, I can't remember the blue ones. All right, and we've got hostas of different varieties, monkey grass, or green lariathy, variegated lariathy, a little bit of lamb's ear. It doesn't take over quite as big up in here because of it's not ideal conditions. Some hellebores and more hosta. Love the hellebores, they bloom all winter. All right. Mimosa tree. This beautiful. A lot of people consider it a weed, but supposedly the blooms make a great tea for anxiety. We can all use that. All right, a little bit of black-eyed Susan. Another thing Mr. James gave me a little clump of. Boy, I need to be babying them some more. Got another mimosa there. Let's see, right here. Got another oak tree I'm allowing to come up back here. Across the back on the hill, we do live on a highway, so I have the Althea or Rose of Sharon to try to make a little break there. I need to put some more across the top. And then you'll see daisies in here. See a pink hibiscus, daisies, white daisies, a yellow daylily, just all kinds of stuff. Another canna down here kind of out of place. Plenty of weeds. And my poker plants up here don't look as pretty as they did. They were beautiful when all these spikes had these lovely flame looking blooms on them. And then we have some tiger lilies up here. It's pretty. Okay. More rose campion. Again, everything needs a little work and a lot of love. My blue asters have already stopped blooming. I thought those would bloom a little longer. Got a little bit of pink muley grass right here. Let's go on to the back. Well, I've got one little space on this side. Doesn't have anything new to it on this side of the drive. Got white Althea here. Some mint that is actually in the ground because I don't mind if it takes over here. Ditch lilies, more ditch lilies, cannas, a rose campion. A lot of these things have planted themselves, and I thank them for that. Now, if they would learn to weed themselves or tell the grass to go away, I would be perfectly pleased. One more thing, I want to go around the corner here and look and see how it's doing. You see all the mulch, and we are on a highway. I hate grass. That's just stuff you have to take care of. So we have stuck in some Jerusalem artichokes and given them no care along the back here. And look, there are quite a few just living on their own, and I'm happy for that. Happy for that. Altheas are pretty on the back side. Got one butterfly bush down here if you see it. On the end, this purple is a butterfly bush, not Althea, but this is Althea. And again, my goal is to get Althea across the back. They are only sticks in the winter. I don't get any protection, but hey, they propagate really easily, and I have been able to kind of do this on my own, and I like it. Okay, let's head on down to the back. Okay, we're entering the Pool Hill area. Oh my goodness, doesn't it look like that's a crazy mess, but it's the same on the previous months. Go back and look and you'll see this nice, neat, orderly arrangement with 4 beds, 4 raised beds across the back, arch or trellis, cattle panel trellis for each one. And now, whew, all right, things to note. Volunteer tomatoes are survivors. Flowers on this side, okay. More tiger lilies or ditch lilies. Lots of yellow canna to hold this hill. Some sedum down in there, and one white, I call those Easter lilies. I forgot I had any white. I knew I had some red ones in the spring, but here we are. Rose campion. I tried to start some cantaloupes on this side and they dried out and died. This is all volunteer tomatoes, a little tiny bit of volunteer Malabar spinach. And, oh look, I've got watermelon coming in here. It's got a baby up high. I don't know about that. Probably was not a good idea to let it get up high. This says that this variety is Sugar Baby. So those won't be too big. I think those are individual melons. Look at the Malabar spinach just finding its way over here for no reason. Okay, in each of these beds, I put, or returned from last year was a borage, and this year I planted a chicory. I do not want those to stay in my beds because they get so big, and so I will be over the winter placing those into the ground. Here is my one stance of Malabar spinach that I want to maintain. Comes back year to year. I did not plant any this year. All of this, beautiful, has come back on its own. We've been eating off of it, and you can't even tell. I've been giving it away. It's wonderful. On this side of this trellis, I have a hardy kiwi plant and Malabar spinach that I did not want on this side. So I'm going to be, I had a lady come the other day and I said, please let me give you a Malabar spinach. So we dug it up right here. And I will gladly give anybody Malabar spinach that wants it. It's a great green to grow all summer, to go into either salads or cooked. It's just like spinach, okay? A little bit of black-eyed Susans here. I'm trying to get those to spread. I think those would be beautiful. I had more of them on the hill. This is my Zucchetta tromboncino squash, getting started and doing well on this trellis. Okay. This side, this bed is where I still have some Jerusalem artichoke. I have found a spot over in my backyard where I'm gonna get all this transplanted, but y'all, it's just too hot. Look, should I even try to walk through it? And those are volunteers. Volunteer tomatoes. But this lovely, I think I have 3 loofah plants that have survived, and I'm so excited about that. I haven't seen blooms or fruit yet. I know they're near, but I'm just so excited about that loofah. Here is a beautiful, look, blooming chicory. There's one in each of these beds. Like I said, I've got them tied up right now with some plastic bags, but I will be relocating the chicories into the actual ground. See, my volunteers are the ones that are red right now. They all happen to be cherries that I have been harvesting because the varieties that I wanted to grow this year that I started myself on purpose have not gotten big enough to make fruit yet. Here's an asparagus bed. You can go in here. And if I take a quick look at the hill, you'll see where most of the weeds have come back. We've been weeding until we got overwhelmed. But there is another asparagus bed here and quite a few strawberries in there that, if they have survived, we transplanted from the front. Okay, all right, coming on around. In each bed, I will not be putting sweet potatoes in these beds again because I have a better place in my yard now for that. But this is the last year I put sweet potatoes around the edge of each bed. Then I have some peppers, 2 in each corner. Ooh, and I have some peppers. So these are 2 cayenne pepper plants that I need to do some harvesting on. Look at that. They're still green though. I could wait on them to turn red and get long, but we'll see. Some calendula that's doing well. My desired variety of tomatoes will be in cups on the bottom. Okay. And here are these jalapenos. Jalapeno peppers, tam jalapenos, look at there. And this tomato is a desired variety and needs to be standing up. So I got some work to do back here. These are still volunteers that are up high with real fruit, but it looks like my desired varieties now have some fruit on them, and I need to come back here and give them some attention. This is the west side of the house, by the way. This bed's a lot cleaner because I don't have as many. This was a different variety of sweet potato. And I knew I had these doggone Jerusalem artichokes, so I didn't want to put too much of anything in here. And here are some sweet pepperoncini pepper plants. Okay, beautiful. Some petite blend, and that is too petite for me. Come on, guys, I need y'all to grow. And some pepperoncini. I see a little fruit starting to make on it. Here is my Dr. Witchy's, which I really want, desired variety this year. Let's see, I don't see that one. I've got Dr. Witchy's back here somewhere, Abe Lincoln, pineapple pole, beefsteak. Got 8 desired varieties. Okay, this one, since this pineapple pole there. These are California Wonder plants. There's my Abe Lincoln. Come on, baby. He's getting started. And here are sweet banana peppers, I believe. Yeah, those are coming along. Pretty. On this side, what do we have? We have Marconi, golden Marconi. That's looking pretty too. Again, I'm not going to be doing sweet potatoes again in these beds. I need to be able to see what I've got, water it well, fertilize it correctly. This is the one stance of Malabar spinach that I really wanted because I just wanted one. That, believe me, is all the greens we will eat for a year. Okay. And then this is the back side of this 4th bed down here. It does not have sweet potatoes, and see how much better this looks. It's got too many volunteer tomatoes. Ooh, some a little bigger back there. I'll be getting some of those. This is a big rainbow that I want to do this year, and this is a brandy one right here. What do we have on his lemon? Ooh, yeah, lemon drop pepper. Okay, got 2 of those. This is shishitos. This is Jimmy Nardello. Look at that, ready to harvest some. So that's what's going on the west side in these 4 beds. Let's walk on down the hill to this is the pool hill garden. We'll walk on down here to the pool end, which is new this year. And anything that's brand new seems to have struggle getting started its first year. So brand new on the end here, but doing much better. Each end cap has a chicory. And then in the tall cups across here is roselle. Is it not beautiful? Between the roselles are ground cherries. So again, hoping for those to return and reseed themselves every year. And this is a volunteer tomato, but the rest of these are okra, and they're so little. I waited later. I'm doing the best I can, y'all. So again, ground cherries between them. Love it. I see a little fruit there. And roselle hibiscus against the trellis. They don't have to be trellised, but just defining a space here. And my work area outside, it is awful. Again, these are peppers that I tried overwintering, and the ones that I cared for at all did fine. Look at that pitiful lettuce tower. Please let me insert a picture somewhere from where it was beautiful. The June lettuce tower in South Carolina, still getting usable lettuce, although some is trying to go to bolt. Plenty to eat. But this lettuce is now going to seed and dry as a bone. These are my extra plants that I still have left, that I can fill in with varieties that are struggling or need a new wave. And whoo, can you tell they need some water today? I just don't water in the middle of the day. Okay. I've got volunteer tomatoes in my asparagus. I'm not happy about that. Let me get this weed out of the way so you can tell the difference. But volunteer tomatoes everywhere. But asparagus, look at you. Look at you. I need to get out here. I'm out here. I come out every day in the morning after breakfast. Okay, north side. Woo! Been calling this the elephant ear garden, and now you're starting to see why. Those elephant ears are getting bigger. They return every year, and we're redesigning, currently in the process of redesigning the space here. I want the perimeter of the fence to have like a 2-foot bed all the way around. I had it too wide and I was having to step on it. My walk path to be there, and then another bed from here all the way up to the elephant ears. This is the north side and the coolest area, so I do like to use it. Last year was the first year that we used this at all. It was just getting started. And everything you see on the outside of the fence here, this little space, this is its first year. And you can see where I've got sweet potatoes planted into the side of the hill. We've got cucamelons here. I don't see any fruit yet, but the vine is doing well. We've got some tomatillos. I think I've got 2 on this side and maybe 3 or 4 on the inside of the fence. And then we've got alternating cucumbers and different varieties of tomatoes. Okay, this is a cream sausage, but these muncher cucumbers, they gone. They gone, okay? Straight 8 cucumbers, they gone. Here is a sun gold. Look how little. It just feels stunted, but again, this is this mulched area first year. Some cucumber seeds from the library, almost completely gone. Yellow pear. National pickling, pitiful, almost gone. Oh, what is this? What variety are you, dear? You are Roma. This is a Roma tomato. Needs to get going. Poinsett 76 cucumber, gone. Tigerella tomato, volunteer. I mean, look at the volunteers. These are the only ones I'm currently harvesting off of, are volunteers. Silver slicer, it burned up. I'm going to replant. This is Paul Robeson. Okay. But look at this one doing well. Okay. This is an Armenian yard long, and it's doing fine. Moneymaker, not going on too bad. Butternut squash, it's doing okay. A volunteer squash that the squash bugs found and ate, but it does have 1 fruit on it. Pink Berkeley tie-dye tomato. Some acorn squash here. Lots of weeding to do on this end, on the inside. What's that say? Dark orange. Okay, dark orange currant tomato, I believe. And it was so tiny, I planted one of my backups there to the left of it. And these lovely looking ones are early prolific straight neck. So we need to fertilize, get going. This desired variety is Cherokee Purple. Coming along. Now, these were surviving spaghetti squash, and they're the same. I put half of them here and half of them over here. These have died completely. These are doing fine, and they were just seeds from a spaghetti squash from the grocery store. Jubilee tomato here, and Boxcar Willie tomato here. All right, some more cucamelons on this end. We will let those get themselves a returning reseeding space. On the inside, On this end, you can see a chicory, some rosemary, some parsley. What is that? See cilantro and dill back there, and some elephant ears I need to remove. I've been working on removing them from this back left corner. But there we are for the moment. That's what we have. Got some sunflowers coming up here on the end. Haven't opened yet. And then this is the larger Easter rose up over this arbor. Okay. Future in-ground garden is down here where I'm piling up brush this year. And we will work on that over the winter. Trees still down from Hurricane Helene, working on that. And down at the very back down here, we do have a lot of weeding to do, but there's a couple of larger figs because they're older, okay? And you can see they are making fruit, lots of it everywhere. I believe these are turkey figs. And then this peach tree we did not trim this year. We should have, but if we can survive the squirrels and wildlife, we'll get some peaches. And then we've got 3 elderberry in these cages that you see that we just started this year. And 1 small mulberry tree we're going to try to keep small enough to be an easier harvest for us. Okay. And that is about it. I see 1 little sunflower trying to open there. On this little side we have a, let's see, that's a castor bean plant there. This is a citronella plant. This is Super Sweet 100, bless them. Struggling in this heat, some elephant ear in the corner, and a little bit of Malabar spinach. Last year I did have Malabar spinach on the back of this fence. Y'all. Okay, y'all, there you have it. Woo, Lordy, it is hot and I am sweaty out here. God bless you all. Thank you for walking around with me today. And y'all stay out of the heat. Take care of yourself. Hydrate. Love ya. See you next time.